Xeniya Ivko. She holds a PhD in biology from the Saint-Petersburg Institute of Bioregulation and Gerontology. Since last 7 years, she has been studying and working in development of food supplements, skincare, and drugs based on advanced peptide bioregulators. Also involved in scientific and clinical applications of bioregulators, and is one of the experts in healthy longevity through applications of advanced peptide bioregulators. Her topic for today is advanced peptide applications for longevity. We all know that peptide is one particular substance that is responsible for regenerating the entire body. Thank you so much, Dr. Xeniya, for joining us. It's a great pleasure that you are joining us from overseas. Over to you.
Thank you so much for your kind introduction. Now I'll try to share my screen with you. Here you go.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to see you here today. My name is Xeniya Ivko, and I have a PhD in biology and have been working with peptide bioregulators for this last 7 years. In my presentation today, I'm going to talk about the application of advanced peptides for longevity. Modern realities of aging population worldwide have uncovered the need of research for the new approaches to health, but also healthy longevity has become vitally important. In 2015, the World Health Organization under the United Nations officially revised the age standards. A person is now considered young before 44 years of age. According to the new age classification, the young age is from 25 to 44, middle age is from 44 to 60, and elderly age is from 60 to 75. Senile age begins from 75 to 90, and long livers are everyone who's living after 90 years old. Modern medicine is improving the living conditions, but it really allows people to live longer, but however, does they live healthy? For example, according to the same World Health Organization and the information available on their official website, they are saying that up to 30 to 50% of cancers are preventable by healthy lifestyle choices and measurements like immunization and prevention. The purpose of preventive medicine is exactly as the name suggests. It aims to prevent a disease or illness before it happens. The ideology behind the preventive medicine focuses on protecting, promoting, and maintaining the well-being. For example, we can see on the slide that the average lifespan is between 75 to 80 years old, with 35 to 40 years lost to adverse factors and disturbances that can have a negative epigenetic effect. While epigenetic changes are required for normal development and health, they can also be responsible for some diseases or contribute to epigenetic alterations causing abnormal activity or slicing of the genes, thus stealing from us healthy and happy longevity. While healthy lifestyle is a desirable necessity and a strong recommendation for healthy longevity due to many factors, it might not always be fully achieved, and thus we need to seek elsewhere, support and immunize our bodies. Vincent de Vigneault plays an important role since he studied sulfurous compounds, including oxytocin, and in 1953, de Vigneault succeeded in isolating the substances and determining its chemical composition. It became the first peptide hormone to have its sequence of amino acids determined. Thus, a huge step in chemistry has allowed to discover further peptides, their function, and how their amino acid composition can influence the living organisms. Since 1973, Professor Vladimir Havinson and his team discovered, extracted, and researched more than 20 complexes of physiologically active advanced peptides and synthesized 17 short amino acids complexes like dipeptides, tripeptides, and tetrapeptides. The main task of the last decade for the scientific team of Professor Havinson has been a fundamental scientific study of the role of the advanced peptides in the evolution and development of living matter. This has been extremely important for understanding the mechanism of action of advanced peptides, proof of their safety and efficacy in bioregulation, and for achievement of the enhancement of the functioning of the cell and tissue, and thus healthier longevity. Protein molecules of all sources are enzymatically digested into short peptide fragments, and a small portion of such fragments is implicated in regulatory processes by interacting with target cells via receptors. Peptide bioregulators are organic substances that help to activate and stimulate development and function of the cells through specific gene activation. Cavenson peptides are short chain of proteogenic amino acids, only up to 20 amino acids that are sequenced to activate the genes, promote and support healthier functioning of the cells and tissues through bioregulation. The mechanism of advanced peptide bioregulators is based on the gene interaction of the peptide amino acid sequence with the target tissue. The bioregulator mechanism function is taking into account the complementary effects of amino acid chain and the target tissue, where one amino acid enhances proliferation, whereas the other one postpones premature apoptosis. Their effect on the cellular level are manifested as the decrease in the rate of accumulation of pathological changes, damages, mutations, malignant transformations, and increase the reparatory processes speed and efficacy, support healthy activity, and restore cell homeostasis. Tissue-specific gene activation helps to maximize cell capacity by 40%, intensity enhancement of protein synthesis in the cell of the relevant tissue, and increase the cell resistance to boost overall immunity. Induction of the differentiation in the polypotent cell that promotes better biological functioning of the organs and systems, antioxidant action that manifests in anti-aging effects, while the hydrolysis absence in the gastrointestinal tract, proven safety due to the absence of toxicity, adverse or allergic reaction, non-hormonal treatment to normalize the metabolism activity in the tissues and organs. In 1982, the peptide bioregulators were introduced to the market in the form of medical preparation, which were immunomodulator of thymus cell activation, thymolin, and an immunomodulator of thymus activation based on thymolin thymogen, neuroendocrine system regulator epithalamin, brain function modulator cortexin, retina function activator retinalamin, prostate function activator Samprost. These incredible drugs, since a long time, are part of pharmacopoeia and have been extensively researched to show their efficacy in application for healthier longevity and preventive advantages. One of the unprecedented and longest clinical studies carried out to see the enhancement of live resources with peptide application in the senior people have shown the following result: the enhancement in physical performance, less fatigue during physical activity, increase in the capacity of the short memory, decrease in the occurrence of flus and colds, increased immunity response, greater antioxidant capacities, improved circadian rhythms due to melatonin concentration in the blood, increased length of telomeres, increased bone density, and the overall effect of survival rate by 67% compared to the control group. Advanced peptide application in clinical research have shown its benefit of promoting healthier longevity through main age markers. Advanced peptide bioregulators had been administered by 15 million patients with no adverse or allergic reaction to peptides.
I have shared it on the same WhatsApp. If you can check that.
Have shown targeted activation of cell and tissue immunity and biological functioning. Peptide bioregulators have shown to enhance and fast recovery for tissue and organs, do not cause any addictions except to one of the healthier lifestyle, are compatible with other active substances, and promote better absorption and advanced activity of these substances. Peptide is a food supplement based on epithalamin with an adjusted dosage to act as a food supplement. The main activity of this food supplement is to normalize the functional state of the pineal gland and telomerase activation. This food supplement contains 8 of the essential amino acids that are not produced by our body and must be found from nutrition. In the long-term application, Peptide promotes the normalization of the pineal gland activity and restoration of the normal to the biological level of melatonin. In healthy longevity, this would mean the restoration of the circadian rhythms and thus a cascade of the following beneficial effects that will directly affect the quality of life for all ages starting from 35 years old. Furthermore, in application, peptide had proven to have a beneficial effect of the telomerase elongation, prolonging the healthy life cycle of the tissues by protecting the DNA from premature damage. Natara Sanat, Women's Health Formula, contains the ovary function activation peptide that helps to normalize the functional state of the ovaries. It acts as a preventive treatment to maximize the woman's reproductive system health and reserve in adult ages by supporting the healthy balance of the woman's health, including the woman suffering from pathological conditions of the various genesis. It helps to increase the ovarian cells reserve through activation of cell immunity function, thus promoting a longer reproductive cycle for the women in the premenopause age and helps to relieve the symptoms related to the menopause. It also helps to maintain biologically healthy balance in the postmenopause age. Natura Sanat Vision Health Formula contains the retina function activation peptide that helps to normalize the functional state of the retina based on retinalamine with an adjusted dosage to act as an active food supplement. It helps to stimulate the biologically healthy functioning of the photoreceptors and cells of the retina while slowing down the dystrophic processes in the retina, increases the reserve capacities of the retina cells. It supports the functional efficacy of the communication between the pigment epithelium and outer photoreceptors. It accelerates the restoration of the retina light sensitivity. It normalizes the vascular function of the visual system. It helps to reduce the local manifestation of the inflammatory processes while stimulating the regenerative processes of the disease of different genetics and acts as a preventive measure against a lot of age-related retina problems. Natura Sanat Thyroid Health Formula contains the thyroid function activation peptides that help to normalize the functional state of the thyroid. It stimulates the biologically healthy functioning of the thyroid regardless of the initial pathogenesis. It accelerates the regeneration of the thyroid activity and increases thyroid cells capacity. It normalizes the vascular support to the thyroid function. It helps to reduce the local manifestation of the inflammatory processes while stimulating the regenerative processes. It helps to relieve the systems of the hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism, autoimmune thyroiditis, and nodular toxic or non-toxic goiter. Epitalon spray contains the pineal gland function activation peptide that helps to normalize the functional state of the pineal gland based on epitalamine, an adjusted dosage to act as a food supplement. Epitalon is one of the most scientifically supported compounds that has measurable, safe, and profound action on the pineal gland. It controls, regulates the neural tone, sleep-wake cycles, and is not a hormonal treatment. Nemerex sprays contain the thymus function activation peptide that helps to normalize the functional state of the thymus gland based on thimaline and thymogen with an adjusted dosage to act as a food supplement. It helps to activate the functional state of thymus and have a general accelerated regenerative effect on the whole body. It is a great support for the immune system during the winter season or for anyone predisposed to viruses and infections. Nemerex is an immunomodulator that helps to achieve faster recovery and minimize complications. Cronorex sprays contains the vascular function activation peptide that helps to normalize the functional state of the cardiovascular system. Fortification of the vessels, promoting their elasticity plays a crucial role for longevity since cardiovascular problems are frequently occurring in elder age. Supporting the system and acting in prevention will have a general positive effect and influence for healthier longevity. Velon capsules contains the thymus activation peptide that helps to normalize the functional state of the thymus gland, is based on thimaline with an adjusted dosage to act as a food supplement. Is effective in addressing age-related and radiation-induced fading of the thymus function, immunopathological states caused by intensive physical exercise, stressful conditions, and other causes of immunodeficiency. The formula that we have decided to enrich with vitamin D in order to have a more profound effect. Epitalon capsules has the same profound effect as epitalon spray. It also has the pineal gland function activation peptide. It is fortified by and enriched by vitamin B6 in order to have a more profound action. Alveflexin capsules contain the bronchi-function activation peptide and Velon in order to help to normalize the functional state of the respiratory system. It improves the cellular composition of the bronchi in different pathological processes through epigenetic process, protein synthesis regulation and cell renewal processes. Alveflexin is recommended for everyone over 35 years of age, as well as for anyone whose bronchi are at risk, especially people with chronic bronchitis, bronchial asthma, smoker's cough, chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, chronic lung failure, or anyone who is under any ecological risk factors. Resiflexin Plus capsules contain the urogenital function activation complex of peptides and Velon that helps to normalize the functional state of the male reproductive system based on Sampros with an adjusted dose. It's recommended to every man above 35 years of age and those whose reproductive system may be compromised. Leaf Protect contains the liver function activation peptide, which helps to normalize the cell proliferation of the liver, promotes tissue regeneration and reduces inflammation. Stressful capsules contain the brain function and pineal gland activation complex of peptides that helps to normalize the functional state of the brain based on cortisone and epithalamine with an adjusted dose to act as an active food supplement. It helps to boost mental capacities, reduce stress, and act as a supportive and prevent the brain degenerative diseases. Immunget capsules contains the thymus activation peptide that helps to normalize the functional state of thymus. It's a immunomodulator that helps to achieve faster recovery and minimize any kind of complications. The application of advanced peptides and food supplements is quite easy. The dosage for adults is 1 to 2 capsules per day with a glass of water, preferably 20 minutes before breakfast. There is a preventive application, 1 month course to be repeated every 4 to 6 months. There is curative support application, 3 months course, repeated if necessary, or followed up by the preventive applications. Peptides can be and should be taken in combination up to 4 food supplements per course of treatment to maximize their beneficial effect. Best applied as a preventive measure. However, they're great support to someone already suffering from the symptoms or pathologies in order to boost the recovery process and increase immunity of the organs. We are currently working in expanding our line and target a wider range of tissues and organs in order to provide happier and fuller life to everyone interested in healthy longevity. We're running a lot of research on different organs and tissues in order to see how they're reacting to advanced peptide application. And we're happy to share this information with everyone who's interested. I would like to thank the Indian Functional Medicine Association for creating such a great and resourceful platform and inviting nanopep and peptide bioregulators to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Xeniya, for giving your insightful session on peptides, how important peptides are in regeneration of tissue inside our body. One question that I would like to ask, we still have a few minutes left with us. What is the regenerative time of, the gut when there is a lot of leaky gut and the peptide therapy is given to the patient?
I'm sorry, could you repeat your question? I'm not sure I got it.
What is the regenerative time for the peptide after the peptide therapy that the leaky gut can actually be reversed or regenerated?
Well, peptide bioregulators, they are geroprotective, so they're not going to be treating, they're not going to be acting like medicine. They're going to help to boost the cell immunity. It is recommended to take it as a course treatment, so you probably will see a first result, beneficial result after application of 1 month. But in order to see a more profound effect on any symptoms, if you are already suffering from some kind of disease or some kind of a problem, it would take up to 3 months or several years of constant application, the schematic application.
Okay, thank you so much. Any dermatological applications of peptides, any relations of peptides with any cosmetic things that we can do?
Yes, we actually, peptides, they have a very good transdermal penetration rate, and we have a lot of good results of treating different skin diseases through macrophagy activation, which helps to reduce inflammation. So it has a good beneficial effect on a lot of skin-related diseases. Plus, we have very good result in oxygenation of the tissue. So peptide bioregulators in application on the skin can be a very good cure for someone suffering from the diabetes mellitus problems with oh my God, the problems you have with the foot, the God, I forgot the name of it.
Diabetic foot.
The diabetic foot, exactly. This is the application of it will help to regenerate the tissue, thus relieving the patient of suffering from the symptoms.
Which means it also helps in gangrene and stuff where there is a lot of necrosis of the tissue.
Exactly, yes. Anywhere we need oxygenation or faster recovery of the skin, or for example, someone who's going through plastic surgery, in order to accelerate the effect, they can apply peptide bioregulators via skin care, and it will also decrease the scarring of the tissue.
Okay. Jagmeet Suri is asking, as a piece of information, are there any natural sources for peptides?
Well, peptides are actually coming from the food. The problem is, as the previous speaker Anna was saying, Dr. Anna was saying, that our food is becoming less nutritious due to decrease in minerals and vitamins. The same thing is happening with the amino acid chains. We still get them from the food. However, this is an additional boost that can help the cell regeneration activity and proliferation and decrease apoptosis and actually activate the genes for your tissues to work a little bit better. So yes, they can come from the food, and actually the food supplements is just an addition to your nutrition in order to support your health.
Thank you so much, Dr. Xeniya. It was a wonderful session. Thank you for joining us, and thank you so much. It was a pleasure that you joined at the IAFM conference 2022. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
The entire brochure of the peptide therapies that she's talking about will be shared to you on the respective social platforms. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Namaste. Thank you. Okay.